Well, hey guys, what's up? It's your boy, one and only Animation Legends, and yeah, guys, today I am back with another series for you guys, which is gonna be what if Naruto was neglected by his family and decided to absorb the powers of Alien X. So, yeah, guys, hopefully, you guys enjoy the previous series that I have uploaded on this channel, and I have uploaded quite some series on this channel as well. So yeah, guys, if you guys have not seen them, please guys check it out. You guys will definitely like it. And yeah, guys, before starting this video, I would like to make a request to all of you guys who are watching this video. If you guys are new to the channel, or if you guys have not subscribed yet, please guys do so. It would be very helpful to me, as I want to reach 20k subscribers, and you guys subscribing would be really appreciated. And yeah, guys, I would also like to ask you guys to leave some comments in the comment section about some ideas about the story, or some new what ifs, as it is a great way for me to know about your ideas about my story. So yeah, guys, without any further ado, let us start the story. The story begins with 8-year-old Naruto. At the moment, he was happily sleeping in his room, but unknown to many people, he was not just sleeping. If anyone were to open his eyes, they will realize that Naruto's eyes from blue color has changed into a strange color, as well as a symbol of clock has appeared in his eyes in the dreams of Naruto. Hell yeah, kick his ass. At the moment, Naruto was watching in reality a different timeline, a different universe altogether. As in the dreams of Naruto, Naruto was watching his best hero Ben Tennyson. At the moment, he was fighting against villains, and just like that, the Anailarch was ready to be used to destroy the universe, as Naruto was wondering what his hero Ben Tennyson is gonna do about the matter. And just like that, Ben 10 transformed into Alien X. As Naruto jumped in mid-air, no one can see him. From the very young age, Naruto has realized that whenever he was dreaming, he was able to see this strange Ben Tennyson as well as this different world. Well, Naruto believed that it is just that dreams, but Naruto liked that. He also told his siblings Menma and Mito about it, but they simply laughed at him and called him a loser, and afterward went on to train with Kushina, who was the one training both Menma and Mito. But Naruto most of the time likes to sleep because he liked to see what will happen next. And just like that, Naruto saw the end of the universe, as Naruto was wondering how the universe ended and what will happen. And just like that, Alien X decided to use his powers, and just like that, a new universe was birthed. Just like that, as Naruto was at awe of the power of Alien X. He has seen the power of Alien X before. When Agricor almost absorbed the baby Alien X, Naruto was so worried about it. But everything was alright, and finally dream ended as Naruto finally opened his eyes, as he finally sat up to his bed with a sigh. Finally, universe was saved. The power Alien X is really cool, as Naruto thought in his mind. As Naruto finally jumped out, today is a good day. Today is gonna be the day when he is gonna be announced as the heir to the family of Uzumaki and the Makaze, just like his parents promised him. As Naruto smiled at that, even though he was not given that much training by Minato and Kushina, but they have mostly, especially Kushina, had given him the basics of sealing, and Naruto liked that. He likes seals, they are so intriguing. And Naruto really loves seals, and just like that, even though Menma and Mito were trained by Kushina mostly, but they have told him that it is because the power of Kyuubi is dangerous, and Menma and Mito needs to learn how to control the power of Kyuubi, but it doesn't matter. He was the firstborn, so therefore he was the heir to the Uzumaki and the Makaze family. As Naruto smiled at that and quickly jumped out of bed and ready to prepare for the party that was gonna begin today. As Naruto smiled at that, as Naruto was preparing for his 8th birthday party and the day he was gonna be announced as clan heir in front of everyone, while on the other hand, downward in Minato's small office in the Namakase household. At the moment, Minato, Kushina, Jiraiya, and Tsunade were present there. As Minato looked towards Jiraiya, as Jiraiya smiled at that, "Do not worry, Minato, I have prepared gifts for Menma and Mito." As while on the other hand, Kushina looked towards Jiraiya, "Don't worry, Kushina, I have also prepared gifts for Naruto as well." As Kushina nodded at that, as Minato simply nodded at that, "Alright, I have summoned all of you here to tell you guys about a decision that I have made." As everyone looked towards Minato, I have decided to name Menma as the heir to the Uzumaki and the Makaze family, and Mito will be marrying the second son of the Uchiha clan leader Sasuke Uchiha, they seem to be a good fit. What do you think about it, Kushina? As Kushina was taken aback at that, Minato, what are you talking about? Didn't we decide that Naruto will be the clan heir? As Minato closes his eyes for a second, but finally shook his head at that. Kushina, you have to understand something. Even though Naruto is our firstborn, but you also have to realize that Menma's potential is greater than that of Naruto. But that is not the only reason I have decided to name Menma as the next head of the clan. It is because of the council. The council is actually pushing for Myanmar's more brutal training. They even want him to become to a Ambu so that he can complete missions for Konoha. And I have to protect him, and there is only one way that I can truly protect him, and that is to name him the clan heir. As long as Menma becomes the new clan heir and the future clan head, the elders will not be able to force him, because if they were to force a clan heir to go into Ambu forcefully, the other clan heads will not accept the decision, because if they can force Menma today, they can also force the clan heirs of these clans as well tomorrow. So this is the only way I can protect Menma. And I know that Mito also likes Sasuke, and we also have great relationship with Fugaku and Mikoto. This way, Mito will also be protected by the Uchiha clan. This is the only way we can protect our children, Kushina. As Kushina wanted to say something, but she finally closes her eyes at that. As you can say, a small tear appeared, even though many people might like to think that Kushina favors Menma and Mito, but in reality, she also loves Naruto very much. That was the reason she decided to teach Naruto about the sealing arts. As the Uzumaki, she wanted Naruto to know everything about seals. Not even Menma and Mito knows anything about seals. But what can be done? Menma and Mito needs to be protected. As Shiraya sighed at that. Well, Kushina, I know that you do not believe about the Destiny Child, but I still believe that Menma and Mito still have a great chance to become the Child of Destiny, though it is not confirmed. But I still believe that both of the children have great potential, and if trained truly right way, they still can complete the prophecy. As Kushina simply shook her head at that. Alright, Minato, I accept your decision, but we have to give something to Naruto in exchange. As Minato sighed at that. Alright, Kushina, do not worry about it. I will personally talk with Naruto and explain the matter to him. As Kushina simply nodded at that. Alright, Minato, I will go and prepare for guests to come. And just like that, Kushina decided to walk away, while on the other hand, Minato simply shook his head at that. It was not that he truly favors Menma and Mito above Naruto. It is mainly because of the protection that he has to give to Menma and Mito from the elders. Otherwise, they will truly force Menma and Mito into the Ambu, and Minato doesn't have complete control over Ambu. It is the third Hokage who truly possesses the great authority over the Ambu. As Minato simply shook his head at that. Now, finally, it was time for all the other clan heads to finally arrive at the birthday party of the children of Hokage. This was the way for Minato to make a close relationship with the other clan heads, so therefore he can increase his control over Konoha, and to tell to everyone that he, Namikaze Minato, was now the fourth Hokage, and third Hokage was no longer in control. After all, there is still a political struggle between the third and fourth Hokage, while on the other hand, everyone was present as Naruto finally came downstairs. As he looked towards all the people that were present here today, Naruto was finally in proper clothes, as Naruto was ready to take his place as the new heir to the position of the next clan head. As Naruto simply smiled at that as he looked towards all the children and the other clan heirs that were present there, as Naruto decided to walk towards them. As everyone looked around and they were simply discussing the matter, as Naruto noticed that his siblings were also present there. Menma seemed to be bickering with Sasuke, while on the other hand, Mito was also looking towards everyone and talking with girls, as Naruto simply shook his head at that. As Naruto finally walked towards his only two friends in the group, that were none other than Shikamaru and Choji, and started to talk with them. And finally, Naruto noticed something as Sasuke looked towards Menma and scoffed at that. You're far too arrogant, Menma. I still believe that my brother is stronger than everyone in Konoha, even stronger than your father. As Menma scoffed at that. Do not overestimate your brother. Today, I'm gonna be the new clan heir, and your brother is the clan heir of the Uchiha clan, and you are just that, second best. As Sasuke simply scoffed at that, as Naruto frowned at that. What is Menma talking about? But before Naruto can question it, Mito quickly noticed and put a hand hand on the shoulder of Menma as Menma looked towards Mito, but then he looked towards Naruto and a smug grin appeared on the face of Menma as Naruto had a bad feeling about it, while on the other hand, the eyes of Shikamaru narrowed at that. How troublesome as Shikamaru spoke. Finally, it was time as there was some clapping noise that was heard by everyone as all the clan heads and important figures in Konoha finally looked towards the position of Minato as Minato was present here. Today, I welcome all of you in the birthday party of my children. Minato looked towards Naruto, Menma, and Mito and smiled at that and signaled all of them as all three of them finally appeared as a gigantic cake was present here as Minato smiled at that. So let's start the birthday party. And just like that, they decided to remove fire from the candles, and just like that everyone clapped. And these are the gifts that we have prepared for our children as Shiraya stepped forward. Well, Menma, I really have been proud of you and you have really grown up. So today is the day you're gonna sign contract with the towards summoning contract as everyone was taken aback at that. This was the personal contract of Jiraiya. Even though Minato was also a summoner, he doesn't have the authority to pass it down to even to his own children. Only the holder of contract like Jiraiya can pass down the contract as everyone was surprised at that as Menma jumped over the ground, and just like that he finally signed the contract as Mito finally stepped forward and shuffled some hair of Mito and finally gave the contract of slugs to Mito as Tsunade was also happy about it as now it was time for Naruto as Naruto frowned at that. These were two of the most powerful contracts in the shinobi world. Do not underestimate the intelligence of Naruto even though he was not personally trained by Kushina and Minato, but he still had the library of the Uzumaki and the Makaze family open to him, and when he was not dreaming about the world of Ben Tennyson, he was actually learning about Konoha and the shinobi world because Naruto still believed that he was the heir to the Uzumaki and the Makaze family, so he wanted to learn everything that there is to know. So Naruto knows about these summoning places. The only other contract powerful enough to balance this out was the snake contract, but if he was not right, that belonged to Orochimaru who had long abandoned Konoha. As Naruto frowned at that, finally Minato coughed at that and he gave a signal as Kushina stepped forward. She had a small smile on her face. Well, Naruto, this is your summoning contract that belongs to a flying eagle. It is a very powerful contract. With that, you can even fly into the air. As Kushina was a bit nervous, but she still believed that Naruto was just a child and he would not know the difference between the contract of a powerful summons like toads, snakes, and slugs, and a basic contract between a flying eagle. Anyone can get that. While most of the Jonin also possess some contracts like these, as Naruto decided not to show it, but he still had a bit of displeasure in his eyes. But Naruto still grabbed the contract and smiled towards Kushina. He had a bad feeling about it when he saw the look on the eyes of Menma previously. Finally, Minato spoke up, and I also have an announcement to make today. As Naruto looked towards Minato, the bad feeling was getting more and more apparent in his chest, and just like that, Minato spoke up. Today, I'm gonna announce two happy occasions for everyone. The first one is gonna be the engagement between my daughter Mito Uzumaki and the youngest son of the Uchiha clan, Fugaku Uchiha's son Sasuke Uchiha. Just like that, Sasuke and Mito finally stepped forward, and everyone was taken aback at that. This was a powerful alliance. While the Uchiha clan doesn't have many people who support the third Hokage this way, Minato had truly controlled the Uchiha clan as Fugaku also had a smile on his face. This way, their Uchiha clan has finally joined the Hokage faction as everyone was surprised by this move. And the next decision that I have made is about my clan. After the third great ninja war, because of the services that I have made, I was personally approved by the fire daimyo to make my name as well as my wife's name Kushina Uzumaki, and finally we were given the title of a clan. So therefore today is the day we are gonna announce our heir. So our heir is gonna be, as there was silence in room as Naruto was ready to step forward, but suddenly Minato spoke. Menma is gonna be the next clan head. Everyone was taken aback at that. Most of the people looked towards Naruto. After all, it was a common practice within the shinobi clans to pass on the position of next clan head to their oldest son. Many of them has young children like Fugaku. He still has Sasuke and Itachi. Itachi was the clan heir, and Sasuke will be given important position, but he will not be given the position of clan head. While on the other hand, same is present in the Hyuga clan, who are rather strict about these matters, but most of the clan heads quickly forgot about Naruto as they have their own realization. This was a way for Minato to protect Menma. In the last council meeting, the Elder Council was forcing Minato to hand over the power of the Jinchuriki. For a Hokage to possess this level of control over Jinchuriki is unprecedented. None of the previous Hokages had this close of relationship with their respective Jinchurikis, and Minato, both of the Jinchurikis are his own children, so therefore this was a great threat to the Elder Council and even to a third Hokage. So they wanted to force Minato to give at least one of his Jinchuriki to Ambu or Root for training. But this way, their plan was utterly destroyed. Mito was now under the protection of the Uchiha clan, and Uchihas were madmen if they really were touched. Who knows what they will do? While on the other hand, Menma is the clan heir. If they really hand over Menma for training with Danzo, then who's to say next clan heir will not be their own children handed over to Root and Ambu for training? No, such a thing cannot be allowed no matter what, as many people look towards Minato with complicated expression on their faces. Minato was quite a young man previously, but it seemed that he has finally learned about politics, even was ready to make sacrifices, while on the other hand everyone was at awe, but suddenly they were clapping as Menma stepped forward with a smug grin on his face as he looked towards Naruto with arrogance in his eyes as Naruto gritted his teeth at that. He wanted to argue, he wanted to yell as his parents, but he decided to finally not say anything as his shoulders finally were slumped, while on the other hand Minato simply clapped at that. Alright, it's time for dinner, and just like that, food was ready for everyone as everyone started to walk around as Naruto decided to walk outside to the garden and started to get some fresh air. He did not expect it that. He wanted to yell at his parent, wanted to question them, but Naruto also knew that this was not the time. As Naruto simply sighed at that, he was confused. Why is this happening? Previously, when he wanted to train with his parents, they had told him that men want me to possess the power of QB inside of them. One wrong move, they can even influence and harm even Minato and Kushina, and they were caged level shinobi, and if Naruto is training nearby, he can be harmed by the power of QB, and on multiple occasions, this was right. The power of the QB was unleashed, but it was mainly for the training of Menma and Mito. So Naruto also believed in his parents, and it was not like he was not doing anything. Most of the time, he was learning about seals and things like that. As Naruto closes his eyes as he still had his fist clenched, suddenly there was a shove from behind as Naruto was stumbled to the ground, and Naruto glared towards the figure who did so. This was none other than his arrogant brother. As Menma jumped down, well, older brother, it seemed that you are not looking quite well. As Menma was present there with his gang of, you can say, small bullies. These were none other than Uchiha Sasuke, as well as Kiba Inuzuka, as well as fangirls by the name of Sakura and Ino. As Menma smirked at that, what loser? Did you honestly believe that you were the one who's gonna named as the next clan heir? Don't be such a dreamer, Naruto. You're just a loser who's not even worthy of training by Mom. Godfather Jiraiya had already told me that I am the child of destiny, destined to save the shinobi world, and you are just a loser, nothing more than that. So therefore, I'm the one who is in the position of the clan heir, and you are nothing more than dust, destined to be left behind. As Naruto gritted his teeth at that. Do not go too far, Menma. I still have a chance. As Menma scoffed at that. Your chance is over, Naruto. As Menma stepped forward and shoved Naruto again. Do not touch me again, Menma. As Menma scoffed at that. You have no training. Always busy with your paper and seals. Honestly, I do not know what is so good about those things. As Naruto gritted his teeth at that. Take that back. As Naruto lunges towards Menma as the brawl between brothers began. While on the other hand, suddenly a figure appeared in the center of them. Stop it! As this was none other than Minato as he separated both Menma and Naruto. As Naruto was furious about this whole situation, he was already frustrated, and now Menma has truly angered him. While on the other hand, Minato looked towards Naruto with a disappointed look on his face. Naruto, that is enough. There is a limit to your jealousy. As Naruto was taken aback at that, but Minato cut him off. Enough, Naruto. They are guests here, and I had thought that you are more mature enough. Do not make a mockery of our clan and family. You are to leave now. as Naruto gritted his teeth at that, as Naruto already had tears in his eyes as he ran away from the Uzumaki Namakase household, as Minato sighed at that, he knew that Naruto will not be happy with this decision, but it seemed that his decision was right. Naruto was just not mature enough, and his potential was not as great as Menma. As Minato simply shook his head at that. Alright, Menma, you also go and change your clothes. You have already dirtied them. Today, you are positioned as the clan heir, and you need to present yourself in such way. As Menma simply nodded at that, looking towards the running away farm of his older brother, as Menma scoffed at that and finally went to his room to change, while on the other hand, Sasuke simply scoffed at that. What a loser, as Sasuke said and decided to walk away, while on the other hand, Ino and Sakura as friend girls were still following Sasuke, while on the other hand, Kiba simply shrugged at that. Honestly, he was also the second son and not in the position as the clan heir, but he didn't take it so seriously. After all, he had a good relationship with his older sister, and she will not treat him badly in the future. While on the other hand, Naruto seemed to be in a complicated position as Naruto was running from there and finally arrived at the training ground as Naruto slammed his fist into the 3. Why? Why is this happening? Why? In one night, everything was taken away from him. First was that so called gift, that so called summoning contract. That was nothing more than a last ditch effort by Jiraiya to capture a normal flying eagle, while bigger than a normal eagle, and one can even ride on it, but it was nothing compared to the powerful summons like toads and slugs and snakes. And now this, as Naruto was truly angry about the whole situation, as Naruto slammed his face into the ground as anger was clouding his judgment. Just like that, Naruto's eyes changed. This time, the symbol of clock appeared in both of his eyes. His eyes turned pure yellow, more like golden, and the clock started to rotate in Naruto's eyes. Naruto saw another vision, a different reality, a different timeline in which he was the only one that was born. He saw that how he was present, how he was born, how he had a good family, and with his parents and everything. Naruto was confused about it. He thought that he was dreaming, just like when he was dreaming about the world of Ben 10. But he also noticed that how true it was, how real it looked. But when finally the world changed, when he became the seventh Hokage, afterward the world once again changed. He saw himself being born and how his parents died protecting him, parents who truly loved him. But the time goes on, and how hard he worked, how he was the Jinchuriki of the Kyuubi, and how he mastered his power, saved the world once again, and became the seventh Hokage once again. In all the realities, he had the love of his parents, but one thing was common: Menma and Mito was not there. As Naruto, pure anger appeared in Naruto's eyes. If only Menma and Mito were not born. As Naruto thought evilly, then all the love of his family would have belonged to him, just like in the visions. As Naruto thought in his mind, no, he will not accept it. He will not accept this decision. He will work hard. He will train himself. The library of the Uzumaki Namakaze family is open to him. He will train hard to the point that he will be able to prove to everyone that he is the only one worthy enough of the love of his parents, as well as the position of the heir to the clan heads. And in the future, he will also become the seventh Hokage. No, not the seventh Hokage, the fifth Hokage. He will be the one. As Naruto finally had determination in his eyes. As Naruto was ready to train hard, but a dark thought appeared in Naruto's mind. If only Menma and Mito were not born, and if only he had the power of Alien X. He could have rewrote the timeline completely, and then he would be the only child, and he would be the only one worthy of the position, as well as the love of his parents. As this thought was in Naruto's mind, but the Alien X was just that, a dream. Naruto thought in his mind, and simply shook his head at that, and was ready to train hard for the love and position of the clan head. As Naruto finally returned back to the family, as Naruto noticed that the party was already over, as Naruto simply sighed and finally entered into the arena area. As Naruto noticed that there was laughter coming from the room, as Naruto noticed that his godparents Jiraiya and Tsunade were present there, as Jiraiya was playing with Menma, while on the other hand, Tsunade seemed to be talking with Mito as well as Minato and Kushina. They look like a perfect family, and one more person would be one excessive. As Naruto had sadness in his eyes, no one noticed that Naruto finally walked towards his room and finally lay down on his bed and started to sleep. Maybe he will have dreams about Alien X once more, as Naruto thought in his mind and finally closes his eyes. But this time, he was not dreaming of Alien X as Naruto closed his eyes as he noticed that something was off. As Naruto looked around, it seemed that he was looking towards a older self of himself, well, not much taller than him. As Naruto noticed that this Naruto was around at the age of 12, as Naruto frowned at that, but he quickly realized that this was one of the timelines or dreams he had seen earlier, the time where his parents died protecting him, and at the moment he was training with Jiraiya. Alright Naruto, for making the Rasengan, you have to go through these falling steps as Jiraiya started to train Naruto as Naruto frowned at that Rasengan, the prize technique of Minato, the fourth Hokage, as Naruto also started to absorb the knowledge that was Jiraiya giving to Naruto, but he cannot practice here. After all, this was just a dream, as Naruto frowned at that and started to watch it all. Previously, he thought that the dreams are just that, dreams. He had never thought much about it, but these dreams are really getting more and more real. As Naruto frowned at that, as Naruto started to look around the area, finally he appeared near a river. As Naruto looked towards the river, looking towards his own face, as Naruto was taken aback at that. Something is off. What is going on with his eyes? As Naruto noticed that his eyes were no longer blue, but rather they were of the color of golden with a symbol of a clock inside of them. As Naruto frowned at that, hell yeah, I did it. As Naruto noticed that his older version was jumping all over the area, he has finally poked the water balloon. As Naruto frowned at that, as time started to pass on, and finally it was time when he was fighting against Orochimaru, and he finally made the Rasengan. As Naruto was in awe of his other self, the power of the Rasengan, it was amazing. Even that Kabuto guy wasn't flying. As Naruto simply smiled at that, he has already seen all the steps of the Rasengan and how to train them. As Naruto finally jumped and finally, you can say, decided to pat his other self, but to his surprise, he entered in the body of his other self. He was confused, looking towards his hand. Has he taken some kind of possession? No, something is off. He cannot control this body, but he have all the sensations of this other body. It's not the frown at that. As the other figure started to walk, suddenly the thing started to change, and finally the other self have made shadow clones, and at the moment he's fighting against Uchiha Sasuke. As Naruto frowned at that, he was still inside of the body of his other self, and he saw that how the other self made his shadow clones and started to make the Rasengan, but this time Naruto can feel it, the experience how to make the shadow clones, the experience of making clones, and the experience of making the Rasengan. It was completely in the minds of Naruto, and finally Naruto in the real world opened his eyes. The dream was over as Naruto jumped outside of the bed. As Naruto frowned at that, this time he has a new theory about his so-called dreams. As Naruto made hand sign, honestly, he has never made shadow clones or anything like that. He knows about chakra, and his chakra levels are also pretty good as a descendant of the Uzumaki, as well as the descendant of the Jinchuriki. As Naruto made the hand sign, and it felt like he has great experience doing that. And just like that, Naruto noticed that a shadow clone appeared beside him. As both the clone and Naruto looked towards each other, as Naruto saw excitement in the eyes of the clone, as both of them started to jump all over the area. Alright, let's try it. As clone finally put both of his hand in the hand of Naruto, and just like that started to push chakra into it, and to the awe of clone and Naruto himself, the Rasengan, it was complete in the hand of Naruto. As Naruto was at awe, the experience of his other self has integrated in Naruto's own body. That was the experience of Shadow Clone as well as the experience of Rasengan. As Naruto simply smiled at that, he has finally learned it. As Naruto was really happy, this way he can learn all the jutsus in the shinobi world. All he has to do is to go into his dreams. Thinking of dreams, Naruto quickly rushed towards the clock. His eyes were blue once again as Naruto was looking towards his mirror. As Naruto remembered that whenever one person channels chakra into his eyes, they can activate their dojutsu. As Naruto believed that this was some kind of dojutsu. As Naruto started to channel chakra into his eyes, trying to activate his dojutsu, for a second Naruto noticed that his eyes has turned into that golden eye. As a name appeared in Naruto's mind, Ryujigan, well, it literally means a dojutsu that can see timeline. So therefore, I have decided to use this name, Ryujigan. So this name appeared in Naruto's mind as some, you can say, knowledge of Dojutsu also appeared in Naruto's mind, a dojutsu that can see time and timelines as well as universes, as this thought appeared in Naruto's mind as Naruto was taken aback at that, just like the Rinnegan gave his bearer all the name of his technique like Shinra Tensei and the other names. So therefore, I believe that a powerful dojutsu like this can also give some basic knowledge about its utilization to his bearer as well, as Naruto was taken aback at that. If this dojutsu really provide him with the ability to see the other timelines and universes, could that mean that Alien X and Ben Tennyson truly exist in other universes? As Naruto was at awe at the realization. He was a big fan of Alien X. The power of Alien X was the greatest of all the aliens. Naruto, while also liking other aliens, but he believed that Alien X is the best. So Naruto thought that a thought appeared in Naruto's mind that was the forge of creation where the baby Alien X is present, but Naruto simply shook his head at that. Naruto simply ignored that thought and finally dashed towards the, you can say, the Uzumaki Namikaze library. He believes that there would be knowledge related to this dojutsu as well. After all, this library possessed almost everything from the Hokage vault. So therefore, Naruto quickly dashed inside of it and started to go through several books that were present here, while on the other hand, as Naruto was going through all the records of the shinobi world that are present in the Uzumaki Namikaze library, Naruto has also noticed some mentioning of other timelines and things like that, but there is not detailed explanation in the matter. There are some rumors that there was a time that someone traveled into past and back into the present in the sand country, in the wind country, but Naruto simply ignored that, as he believed that those are just that rumors, nothing more than that. As Naruto simply shook his head at that, he was unable to find any mention of his Ryujigan in the records of the Uzumaki Namikaze library. As Naruto frowned at that, he needs to have a talk with his parents. He believes that as long as they show that he has another bloodline in their family, his parents will definitely return the position of clan heir to him as well. As Naruto thought in his mind and rushes towards the room of his parents, but he saw that there was yelling coming from the room of his parents. As Naruto decided to, you can say, eavesdrop in the matter. Minato, you have gone too far. I told you to give Naruto something in return. But not only you have not give Naruto any worthwhile gift, but on top of that, you have also scolded him in such a day. Did you not realize that how sad he was when you gave the position of clan heir to Menma? Kushina, do not yell at me. We had already discussed in the matter, and it is not that we did not want to give Naruto a powerful summon as well, but neither the Toads nor the Slugs wanted too many summoners of them. Jiraiya Sensei and I are already the summoners of Toads, and Menma was already excessive. And on top of that, do you want me to give access the Toads to Naruto as well? They will never accept it. They only wanted one additional summoner, and it was decided that Menma will be the one given this opportunity to. And Kushina glared towards Minato. And what about the slugs? As Minato simply shook his head at that, you know that I do not have that much of a great relationship with Tsunade Sama, and she decided that Mito will be the only one signing the contract, and I could not argue with her. And you decided to give him a normal summon, just like that. He's the son of Hokage Minato. That kind of summon, it will not embarrass Naruto himself alone, it will embarrass you as well. As Minato frowned at that, just ignored it, Kushina. When time comes, I will talk with Toads once more. Is that alright with you? As Kushina frowned at that, you did not tell me why Naruto left from the birthday party. Is it not because of you, Minato? As Minato frowned at that, he was fighting with Menma. I cannot let him do that. All the clan heads are present here. If people saw that my own children are fighting among themselves for the position of clan heir, what place I would have left in their eyes, and it will not be only an embarrassment to me, Kushina, it will be an embarrassment to you as well as to whole family. I have to stop Naruto. As Kushina frowned at that, Minato, I talked with other children, and I also noticed that it was Menma who started the fight, but you decided to put everything on Naruto. You're going too far, Minato. As Minato frowned at that, he did not knew that, but what does it matter? As Minato frowned at that, Kushina, you have to understand it. As Kushina frowned at that, what do I have to understand, Minato? You're favoring Menma simply too much. What is it? Is it because you believe that Menma is the child of destiny? What Jiraiya Sensei is always talking about? As Minato was silent for a second, as Minato simply shook his head at that, it is not just that, Kushina. I believe that Menma has the greatest potential in all of our children. And do not say that I did not give Naruto an opportunity. All those years ago, I tested Naruto's capacity as a shinobi. I thought that since he has gained my golden hair, he must have my space time talent as well. I wanted to train him as the next Hokage and as the next Yellow Flash. When Kushina heard that, she was taken aback at that, but Minato frowned at that. But Naruto does not possess the lightning nature, and the flying Tandaka technique required the natural lightning nature of chakra, not to possess the wind nature. He will not be able to learn flying thunderguard technique, Kushina. I'm sorry. I believe that Menma is still more suitable as the clan heir and as the next clan head and as the next Hokage. As Minato simply shook his head at that and decided to use his flying thunderguard technique to disappear from there. As Kushina was silent for some time, maybe you're true, Minato. Maybe Menma is the one destined to be the next clan head. As Kushina sighed at that. While on the other hand, Naruto has heard everything from outside. As Naruto could not believe his eyes, his parents had given up on him so early. Minato, the fourth Hokage, believed that he is not suitable to learn flying Thunderguard technique. For God's sake, he possessed the Ryujigan, which means that his space-time ability is greatest of them all. As Naruto gritted his teeth at that, no, he will not accept it. He will never accept it. If they do not want to give him, he will take it no matter what. As Naruto clenched his fist at that. Honestly, previously he didn't care much about the position of clan heir, but now it has become an obsession to him. Not only the clan heir, he also wants to become the future Hokage. As Naruto clenched his fist at that, if Minato, the fourth Hokage, his father believes that he cannot learn the flying thunderguard technique, then he will learn it no matter what. He possesses the Ryujigan. He can go into dreams. He can learn it from there. Even if Minato himself doesn't teach him, that doesn't mean that Naruto cannot possess him in the dreams and take the knowledge of flying thunder god and experience for himself. As Naruto simply smiled at that as he looked towards the room of his parents where his mother has finally decided to take some rest. As Naruto clenched his face and started to walk away, he will show his power to everyone. As Naruto decided to return back to his room and decided to go back into dreams. Once again, Naruto was in his own dream at the moment. Naruto was looking towards his older self, and the older self seemed to be training with Kakashi Nissan as Naruto thought, but it seemed that in this timeline, Naruto, his older self, seems to be the student of Kakashi as Kakashi was explaining the experience, how to contain the power of wind style. As he was explaining everything, as Naruto quickly realized that his other self seemed to be learning how to use the power of wind style. As Naruto started to walk inside of his other self and started to get the experience his other self made hundreds if not thousands of shadow clone. As Naruto was at all, even though he possessed so much chakra, but Naruto believed that he cannot make more clone than 10 clones at the age of 8. Even if he grows through the age of this age, he will not be able to make these many shadow clones as Naruto thought in his mind, but he get all the knowledge just like that. The training of wind style has begun. The time started to pass rapidly as Naruto's experience was also increasing rapidly, and finally the day arrived when his older self has finally cut down the waterfall. But Naruto felt like as if he was the one who has cut down the waterfall as Naruto was jumping all over the area. As just like that, the time started to pass, but finally the day arrived when Naruto noticed that his older self seemed to be training Rasengan once more. As Naruto was confused, why is his older self is training Rasengan? As Naruto was confused, but finally they started to talk about it. It seemed that his older self is trying to use wind style chakra and channel it inside of the Rasengan, trying to evolve the Rasengan into a wind style Rasengan. Naruto was at awe. His other self is really awesome, as Naruto thought in his mind, as he was still present inside of his other self. And finally, the day arrived when his other self has made wind-style Rasengan as he had a competition with Kakashi's normal Rasengan versus his wind-style Rasengan. And just like that, Kakashi's hand was almost blown off by his other self as Naruto was at awe. And finally, the training ended and the Rasen Shuriken was birthed by his other self. And just like that, the dream was over as Naruto in the real world opened his eyes. But the day was already in as Naruto looked outside to see that the sky was already brightened by sun as Naruto smiled. Today is gonna be a great day. As Naruto smiled and finally jumped from his bed and started to go through his normal morning ritual and jumped outside of the house while on the other hand Kushina has prepared all the dinners. After all, she has prepared favorites of Naruto. She was feeling quite guilty about the whole situation with Naruto. She had promised Naruto that he will be the future heir. That was the reason she was training Naruto in the art of politics as well as in the art of, you can say, seals. He was the most obedient one, more obedient than Menma and Mito, even though she's personally training them in the art of, you can say, being a shinobi. But Naruto was in the more experience in other matters as she quickly shook her head at that as she noticed that Naruto has finally arrived. As Kushina said, Naruto, today I have prepared, but before she can say anything, Naruto has already ran outside of the house. As Kushina frowned at that, what is going on here? Did the kid run away? Is he still sulking? As Kushina thought in her mind, but quickly shook her head at that. Where could he run? He will definitely return, and she has already prepared the food. As Kushina simply sighed at that, but Minato finally appeared. Give him some time, Kushina. Do not worry. I believe that he will come out of his gloom soon enough and accept the reality. As Kushina simply nodded at that. Alright, Minato. So, let us start dinner. And just like that, they started to go through their, you can say, morning food. While on the other hand, Naruto finally arrived at the training ground. As Naruto made the, you can say, the shadow clones as several shadow clones appeared and started to make Rasengan as after the experience of so many other clones of other Naruto making Rasengan, his Rasengan experience has also increased rapidly and Naruto believed that as long as he trained hard enough, he will be able to make Rasengan with one hand, and just like that, the other shadow clone appeared beside him and started to channel wind style chakra in Naruto's Rasengan, and just like that, Rasengan started to evolve rapidly as Naruto was at awe of the power of the wind style Rasengan. But Naruto noticed something. Something is off. His hand, it was being harmed by wind. As Naruto quickly cancelled out the attack, as Naruto frowned at that, looking towards his hand, Naruto can feel that his chakra network was damaged because of the small wind attacks. As Naruto frowned at that, there's only one way he can use the Rasen Shuriken now. That was making only his clones making the Rasen Shuriken and using it. After all, clones are not himself, so they can use it, but the chakra levels that would be required. As Naruto couldn't feel it, almost all of his chakra was gone. But Naruto also noticed one thing after coming back to reality from dream. Naruto has noticed that his chakra levels they have almost doubled, if not increased even further. As Naruto believed that it is because he has possessed himself in the other reality. As Naruto frowned at that, his other self was really, you can say, lucky. It has the power of nine tails inside of him, sealed inside of him, but nine tails was inside of his siblings. As Naruto was wondering, if only he had an alien egg sealed inside of him, then he wouldn't need to do anything. He can only snap, and just like that, he can do everything. As Naruto simply chuckled at that. As Naruto simply sighed, maybe one day he will go to that other universe where Alien X is present. As Naruto thought in his mind, wondering what would be like possessing all the power of Alien X for himself. But hey guys, I'm gonna end this part here, so hopefully you guys like it. For the next part, the like goal is gonna be 100 likes and 20 comments. Do that and I shall upload the next part as soon as possible. And yeah guys, I'm not gonna make it like Naruto has absorbed the power of Alien X and just like that it has become overpowered, because once it is done, then what is Ususuke and what is Utsuse King and all that, they will nothing more than dust in the eyes of Naruto. So I want to make a journey of how Naruto become powerful enough to get the power of Alien X and things like that. So it will be a great story on my side, so hopefully you guys will like it as well. And and you can tell me in the comment section if you guys have new ideas about it, because I will try to make this Naruto a bit evil but not too much evil, because his ambition is gonna be great. So hopefully you guys will like it. So you guys have any ideas about the story, about this story, about any other story, any other great idea, as I often see comments about it and I have also started to work on them as well. So you can tell me in the comment section. So yeah guys, see you soon, peace.